Welcome everyone. This is Girl Scouts of Silver Sage, our first video for our cookie season 2024. My name is Kim Ross. I am the Cookie Monster, and I am joined by Kim Husin, who is the Kim 2.0, the improved version of Kim. And she is going to take it away to talk about getting started in smart cookies. Kim?
All right, so for smart cookies, volunteers will all have access on December 20th, coming up here soon. When you get in there, you first want to make sure that you are a registered troop volunteer for the cookie season with your council, which would be us. You want to make sure that your information in there, including your email address, is correct. So double check in your GSUSA. Or if you're not getting emails, that's a clue that maybe your email's wrong. See, the registration email will come from noreply@abcsmartcookies.com. Once you complete all of that, you will receive a confirmation email, and then you can do all the other things to set up your troop. Registration email will look like this. It will contain a link that you can click on to go into ABC Smart Cookies to register. Once you're in there, you'll verify your registration information if it is not in there already. Then you can also, from this point, load a picture down towards the bottom and click on Submit to save your information. You will get a prompt that you have successfully registered, and you will get a confirmation email with your username and password, just in case you forget it. Then you
I want to hop in real quick.
Yeah.
I have just some cool information about those emails that'll come in. Kim showed you a picture of what they look like. Please realize that they are going to come to your email on January 20th. So it'll be in the wee hours of the morning. And if for some reason, December 20th. Yeah, December 20th. Thank you, Kim. You may notice that they are not in your in basket. So Smart Cookies sends out hundreds of thousands of these emails, and they very well may be pulled out from your Gmail account and considered spam. So please do, before you are worried about not receiving the email, please check your spam folder or your trash folder, or all your other folders, and you can search on Smart Cookies. That might help you find it in your email. All right, thanks, Kim.
All right, then you can go to abcsmartcookies.com, sign in with your email and password that they just sent you. From here, you'll see your troop dashboard. First thing you want to double check once you're in here is your troop roster. No, troop information. We'll get to the roster later. So you can go to the My Troop tab, click on Troop Information. Then you will want to make sure that you enter your banking information. The account number and routing number are flipped from how you would normally see them on the bottom of your check. So make sure you're entering them in the correct spot. Once you're done, click your update information. This information may or may not roll over from last year if you were in here last year. So just log in, click on the thing, double check. Can't hurt to make sure that's in there. Also double check that you inputted it correctly last year, just in case. Then we'll go into looking at our troop roster. So we want to verify that our girls are in the correct troop, that they have a GSUSA ID number for the registration, can confirm that any training materials or adding or deleting them is needed. Log into your My Troop menu, troop roster. We'll go over that in just a moment. From there, you can create accounts or I feel like this information is slightly out of date since they've had an update on it. And then we'll go and show you where you would send your parent registration email. if you do not have all of the information to complete the following steps to add a girl, contact customer care. They can direct you to the right place or the right person to help get you what you need. All right, so from the My Troop tab, go into Troop Roster. From here, you want to confirm that all of your girls that are registered in your troop are included in your roster. You want to make sure that their parents' information is correct, so that the right parent's name is on there, the right parent email is on there. There is a way to edit that. So you'll see the little pencil and trash can. The trash can will delete them. The pencil will allow you to edit it. So if you do need to change a parent's email address, you can do that here. All girls will also need to have their GSUSA ID number on here. You can see on the screen, the first two girls do not. And if they do not have that, since now smart cookies and digital cookies are talking to one another, that GSUSA ID number is what allows them to communicate information about a girl. So you can add a girl to your roster if you have that bit of information by clicking the Add a New Girl button. Again, this number is critical, otherwise they will not get added. It might link them to the wrong girl, and we don't want complications on your end, on our end, on the girl's end, as far as trying to add them. So if you're not confident in doing this yourself, please email customer care, and they are the best way to get this entered for you. However, you can find a girl's GSUSA ID number if you use your troop information in MyGS. So you can go to our Silver Sage website, click on your MyGS in the corner, then you will go log in. If the initial login box doesn't pop up right away, you can click on the login button at the top in the red box. Then we can come down in here. You might have to click on the My Account information in the top yellow boxes. But you'll see in here, you'll see your troop. Once you hit the drop down, go into the troop screen. From here, you can find your girl that you need to edit information for. We will use my daughter as an example because I am saying that we can do that. We'll click on our edit details, which will then bring us to her detailed information. First thing that pops up in there is her member ID number, which is that GSUSA ID number that you can then grab, put into your smart cookies, and get your girls added for your roster. Important things to note about that GSUSA ID number. Do not try to guess what the number could be. Do not make up a placeholder number just to put her in the system. That number could be associated with a different girl in a different state. And it can, not just mess up your girl, it can mess up another girl. Take your time, do it right the first time. That way you don't end up having any issues. Your parents don't have any issues. And then all your girls can get in there on time and start selling when they need to. Also, do not assume that GSUSA ID numbers are consecutive for families. I have a troop family in my troop that they have 3 girls. They all registered at the same time, but their ID numbers are nowhere near each other's because it is a global identifier, and there might have been 13 girls in between from Pennsylvania and Florida and Kentucky that were all added in between getting one sister versus the other. And then if you have absolutely any questions about adding a new girl to your roster, contact customer care. They will get you to either me or Kim, or they can help walk you through it themselves. Okay. Kim, did you have anything you wanted to add about this before I go on to the next step?
You don't. It's just important, again, to make sure that the GSUSA ID number matches the girl or the family, with girl or the parent, the individual. And because Digital Cookie and Smart Cookies are talking to each other, they're also talking to our membership registration system. And so, as Kim stated, it is important that these GSUSA ID numbers match. And it's also important that the email address matches. So when you go into the system, as you're updating parent email addresses, you'll also need to let customer care know if an address has changed so they can edit it in our membership software, because that's where we downloaded it from to load it to begin with. And so they'll need to be correct and the same throughout all of the systems.
All right. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to send our parent email. So you'll go into
So Kim, I'm not
yeah.
certain. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm wondering, we may need to just cut this part out, but I'm not sure we send a parent email through Smart Cookies anymore, because parents won't be logging into Smart Cookies. So I don't know if that's a thing.
They won't be logging in, but their emails will be stored there. And that's where Digital Cookie will get that information and the prompt to send out that email.
Fabulous. Okay, great information. Please move forward.
All right. So in your My Troop tab, Troop User Management, which will bring you to this screen. So then you can see all of your girls. If you have additional troop leaders or adults that are helping you in Smart Cookies, they will be in here as well. Then in order to send that parent email, you will click on the send registration notification box at the bottom. That preps that email to be sent on January 4th to parents in Digital Cookie to say, hey, cookie season's ready to start. Why don't you log in? And it'll give them the link and prompt them to do all those things. They do have to register on a computer device or a web browser before they can try to log in and use anything on the mobile app. They won't be able to register initially through the mobile app. Next part, we're going to take a brief look at the dashboard. So on here, first thing, if you sold cookies last year, yay, your data is going to be in here. So you'll be able to see what you did last year and make comparisons and things like that and set your goals based on last year's information. So on here, we have at the top, you've got, says your dashboard, you've got the thermometer, which will show how close or far you are away from that troop goal. You have what your troop goal is. You do have the ability to modify and update that from this page, or there's another page you can do that on as well. You'll see your per girl average, which is your average of packages of cookies sold per participating girl. Let's see, you've got your inventory, so it's the total amount of packages that you have ordered so far, the total amount that have been sold, and the total amount of packages that you should have on hand. On the bottom half of this page, this is just the top part of the screen, you'll see important dates. You'll be able to add things on there, like when the recognition is due, if you've got a troop event going on, if you want to add your, cookies in camp or cookie kickoff meeting to your calendar, you can do that as well in here.
Oh, and can I show them my favorite part?
Oh, what's your favorite part?
My favorite part is, sorry, back one slide.
One more slide.
Yeah, sorry, this was a surprise, but my favorite slide, oh, there it is.
That one? Okay.
One more. Sorry, it's the blue one.
The blue one.
Thanks for bearing with us, everyone. So my favorite part of this slide is actually, if you look just under where we have those 4 blue boxes covered with the yellow boxes, on the left, just under that, we have some action items. And those are some things that the system wants to make sure that you're aware of. There's also a due date for each action item and a status for each action item. So here, this individual, we can see that they created their initial order and the status is completed. So that's great. Then an early recognition order needs to be reviewed. So that's for the girls who sell 350 packages and those packages are allocated to her by the time of the initial order. Those will be in what we call an early recognition order. And those will be due on the same day. as our initial order, and we just want to make sure that that's completed as well. So each girl gets her water bottle in time for her cookie booths. Thanks for letting me share that one, Kim.
All right, then we've got the bottom half of the dashboard has your financial information, statistics based on girls registered, how many girls are selling, how many are participating in your online sales. Below that, you have your finances summary. So you'll have your total number of sales, your troop proceeds, what's needing to be going to council, credits, deposits, that amount collected, balance due, they're behind that box, but they're listed on the box. The little I button will tell you exactly what those things entail and give a little description. Then the bottom part is should be your roster and what those girls have sold. Make sure you pay attention to the 3 little buttons to make sure that you're looking at them in the right quantities, and you're looking at either by case, by package, or a mix of the both. I do recommend packages just because it's a little bit easier on the eyes, and you can always divide by 12 to figure out how many are in a case, but it gives you a more accurate number than just cases on their own, because that one will round for you. All right, then we want to set our troop goals. So again, under that My Troop tab, goals and online activities, you will find your, again, able to change your package goal for the troop. You can put in a description of what your troop's goal is. One of the, one or more reasons why they're selling cookies this year. If you uploaded a picture, up in the corner here, it will show your photo, and you can edit that if you wanted to put a different one in. You can send messages to your girls. I think this one still exists, but the cheers part at the very bottom has moved to digital cookie, and all things digital cookie will be gone over in the next video we'll be doing in a couple of weeks. Some bonus information, because we all love bonus information. On the reports tab.
Bonus.
Yay, bonus. On the reports tab, you'll find a list of different reports that you can, somebody slid behind me, pull from Smart Cookies. These can be what booths that you've, registered for, how much each girl has sold. You can look for other banking activity, summaries. So all of this will be listed in the reports. There is a button down here at the bottom called Add to Favorites. So if you're going to use a report a lot, such as like the girl summary report tends to get pulled a lot, you can pop that one into favorites, and then it'll show up on the left-hand side so that you can just click things from your favorites instead of having to search through the whole list of reports every single time. Then
one thing, can I add something about reports? Because I use reports and love them. The first thing I'd like to share, if you can see under that yellow box where Kim highlighted what's happening there on the reports page, yes. If you squint a little bit, you can see that it says last updated in 2017. And so please understand that you might not see, for example, I see a cocoa report. Please don't panic if you don't see a cocoa report. I honestly don't know what it means. So please don't worry if some of the categories and some of the reports on this list aren't the same, because it's been a few years. We do encourage you, because this is just different looks at the same data that are in the system, we would encourage you to flip around a little bit, click around and see if there are different ways a report looks better to you. If you're, it does give you on the next page, once you select your report, it gives you the opportunity to see it in a PDF or an Excel file, and choose the one that works best for you. And if you need to rerun it in a different format, go right ahead. It's not a challenge, but we don't think you can hurt anything just by pulling this information, and we want to make sure that you're able to get whatever information you need.
And there are some reports that pull nicely into a PDF and not so nicely into Excel. like the rewards report doesn't pull very nicely into Excel, but then you can, delete columns you don't need and manipulate it a little bit better than when it's in a PDF. But it looks a lot nicer in the PDF. It's just a little bit harder to read and find what you're looking for as far as manipulating it goes. So sometimes there's a benefit to one style or the other, which I think there'll be another video on reports later too.
Oh yes, we'll have lots to talk about reports. The other thing I wanted to share too, when Kim and I are talking about reports and we recommend maybe you pull this one or that one, more often than not, we will tell you what we recommend and why. And then if you want to pull and record something else, that's totally fine too.
Yep. All right. ABC Smart Cookies does have its own helpline. So if you have an issue directly related to Smart Cookies, like you're not able to log in, or there's, the website is down, those actions can go directly to the ABC Smart Cookies tech team. Their email is listed on here. If you have any questions about the cookies, if you need specific ingredients, or you need to know where exactly the coconut comes from on the Caramel Delights, you can go again to this one. They have all that information. They know exactly where their distributors are and stuff like that. So they'll have that. Any other questions can get directed to our Silver Sage customer care. They have access to a lot of the information as well, but sometimes they can route it a lot faster than maybe Kim or I can. So customer care is always your number one place to go when you have a question. And lastly, thank you for joining us, and hope you learned a little bit about this and you're ready to register as a Smart Cookies volunteer next week. We will be doing a Q&A session on Tuesday coming up. If you do have any questions going over any of the volunteer registration, Kim, do we have a time for that Q&A session?
It'll start at 6 o'clock, just like most of our other video and chat times. And we'll make sure that information to register for that session is available in multiple places. In addition, Kim has mentioned a digital cookie a couple of times, and we wanted to share that again. We will be covering it in future videos, and we also have just a magnificent resource on our Silver Sage website. So when you hover over cookies, and don't click at cookies, but just hover over cookies, and then a menu will come down of resources for cookie eaters or cookie purchasers. Then the second column is typically for families, and then the last column on the right is for volunteers. Families will be the most often users of digital cookie, and digital cookie is one of those menu items. And when you click on digital cookie, it will give you a list of what they call tip sheets. It'll also have some videos, but it'll have tip sheets, and those include screenshots of every single thing you'll need to do on the website and the app for digital cookies. So please take a look at that. It is a marvelous resource.
It is. All right. Well,
yep. Thanks again, and we will see you soon.
Bye.
Okay. Bye, everybody. Thanks again.